Our next speaker this evening will be Sister Bro. She's going to be assisted by Sister Kiana Roots. And the theme that she's going to be discussing is members of the right religion are active witnesses concerning God's kingdom. It's based on her reasoning book on page 330. And the setting that she's going to be using is explaining her belief to a non-witness relative.
Kiana, I am so glad that we can get together for lunch today. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. One of the reasons I wanted to get together for lunch was because I really need your advice about something.
Well, as my favorite niece, you've got my full attention.
Well, I'm at the age now where I really need to make up my own mind about God and how to serve Him. My mother, as you know, is very religious, and she wants me to continue to go to church with her. But I get this feeling that something's missing.
Well, what is it that's bothering you?
Mom says that all we need to do is go to church regularly, listen to the pastor, and do what he teaches. You know, be good people, don't lie, and things like that.
Well, I know your mom, and I know that is how she feels. But do you think that there's more that we need to do?
I think that there is, but I don't know what.
Well, do you believe that Jesus Christ is the head of the church?
Yeah.
Now, with that in mind, then let's find out what Jesus says that we need to do.
Okay.
And we can go to the book of Matthew and see what Jesus' own words have to say. Now, I always bring my Bible with me, even to lunch, so I've got it. Let's turn to Matthew, the 10th chapter, and I'll find it here for you. And you're going to read a couple of scriptures, the 7th verse and also 11 through 13. So would you read that?
7. As you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of the heavens is drawing near. And then 11 and 13 through 13. Into whatever city or village you enter, search out who in it is deserving, and stay there until you leave. When you enter the house, greet the household. If the house is deserving, let the peace you wish it come upon it. But if it is not deserving, let the peace from you return upon you.
So what were Jesus' followers to say?
Well, they were to preach, saying that the kingdom of heavens is drawing near. But what does that mean, the kingdom of the heavens?
Well, that's the heavenly government with Jesus Christ is king. Now, has this heavenly government not been taught in your church?
Not that I remember. What will it do?
Well, that's interesting. It's going to really restore the earth to the paradise that God intended in the beginning, before Adam and Eve sinned. And it's going to truly rescue mankind from the pain and sorrows that we ourselves experience right now. So it will permanently solve all of mankind's problems.
I know that as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, you go preaching to the neighbors. Is that what you talk to people about, God's kingdom?
Yes, we do. And we really encourage Bible reading.
You know, my mother on occasion has gone to the neighbors, and I used to go with her too.
Oh, interesting. What would you say?
Well, it was called visitation, and we would invite people to come to our church to hear what our pastor had to say.
Well, that's interesting. I think you'll appreciate these two other scriptures that I'd like for us to go over. And the first one, actually they're both in the book of Acts. And the first one is Acts, the 5th chapter. And let's see, that's Acts 5:42. And I'll go ahead and read that. And every day in the temple and from house to house, they continued without let up teaching and declaring the good news about Christ Jesus. And then Acts 20 and verse 20 says, while I did not hold back, and this was after they were released from the Sanhedrin, while I did not hold back from telling you any of the things that were profitable, nor from teaching you publicly, and from house to house. So do you think then it's clear from what we read what Christians need to be doing?
I think it's really clear that Christians need to be active. And I think maybe this is what I was missing.
interesting. Now there is one more point, and it's in Matthew the 24th chapter. And Jesus is saying something very important here. And it's Matthew 24, verse 14. And I'd like for you to read that.
Verse 14. And this good news of the kingdom will be preached in all the inhabited earth for a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. So, what end? I think I need to know more about that.
Well, I agree with you. So I'm glad to help anytime. We can meet at my house if you'd like.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sisters. Excellent job really helping us to appreciate what it means to be active concerning God's kingdom and what role we can play. We appreciate, Sister Roll, how you were able to discuss the subject with her, but you were able to do so in a very respectful way, a way that showed her honor. She had a different opinion. She wasn't really clear on what you were just the thought that was going there, but you took the time to explain it to her instead of just telling her the way she should feel. You took the time to reason with her. That's important when it comes to our sharing our belief with others, because not always what we share is going to be the same when it comes to other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, perhaps things that they've been raised with, which was the case in this scenario here. And on page 190 of our ministry school book, it mentions a key point as to why it's so important that we give extra attention to showing respect for others, and also why it can be a powerful tool when it comes to how we share our message with other people about Jehovah. It mentions that first, that showing respect is a Christian requirement, which many people are keenly aware of, but also that it promotes an atmosphere in which others are more likely to accept what you present to them from the Bible. So it opens them up, gives them an opportunity to understand what you're trying to say, because you're showing them that honor, which was the case here tonight with your niece. You read the scriptures to her, and again, you asked a question. You opened her up. So what do you think we should be doing? Instead of just telling her, this is what we should be doing. It meant also, too, when she had a chance to discuss about the visitation, you acknowledged that. You asked her what it was. And see, that allowed her an opportunity to open up and to share with you. So showing attention to showing others respect and their belief can be a powerful tool in our ministry work. We appreciate you covering that material, also demonstrating that for us. Thank you.